It is not for you to complete the task, said Rabbi Tarfon, but neither are you free to disengage from it. But this is not inherently tragic, says Rabbi Sachs. What we begin, others will complete if we have taught them how. I've never had a teacher like Rabbi Reuben. I've never known what it is to be mentored the way that he has mentored me. I feel incredibly blessed and so fortunate to be the one who will be taking his place. He's done nothing but be encouraging, helpful, positive, optimistic, God knows, energetic. Barron, in writing on Moses as manager, says, Moses, who lived to 120, didn't choose a successor at age 119. He had singled out Joshua 38 years earlier when the young man returned from a scouting expedition to Canaan. Moses didn't pick a less intense version of himself. Joshua was his own man, with an identity and style very different from that of Moses. Different skills for different times. Rabbi Reuben did not choose a less intense version of himself as his successor, nor did this board of directors, nor did your lay leaders and all of you who had anything to say in this process. It is a very mature congregation that understands its different skills for different times. Good for you that you will allow whoever comes here to grow into their leadership in their own way. Good for you that you can love so much who he is and yet be so affirming and so welcoming and so positive about a future that, granted, looks a little different from Rabbi Reuben. We get an episode in Torah. I want to close with this. We get an episode in Torah that's interesting where God says to Moses, I'm going to take the influence, the ruach, the spirit of you, and put it on 70 elders. Give me 70 elders, and I'm going to put your spirit on 70 of them. And the rabbis ask, what is this about? He already made the committees. He already listened to his father-in-law. He's already got committees and heads of committees and committees who have committees. What? What is the 70 elders business now? And the rabbis have an interesting reading, and Rabbi Sachs has a poignant reading. Rabbi Sachs says there can come a time in the life of any truly transformative leader when the sun of hope is eclipsed by the clouds of doubt. Not about God, but about people, and above all, about oneself. Am I really making a difference? Am I deceiving myself when I think I can change the world? I've tried. I've given the very best of my energies and inspiration, and yet... Rabbi Sachs says, God let Moses see the influence he had on others. For a brief moment, God took the spirit that is on you and put it on them so that Moses could see the difference he had made to one group, the 70 elders. And Moses needed nothing more. He did not need their help. He did not need them to continue to prophesy. All he needed was a transparent glimpse of how his spirit had communicated itself to them. Then he knew that he had made a difference. There is nothing we can give Rabbi Stephen Carr Rubin and or Didi that they need. Fortunately, they have what they need. He doesn't need a plaque. He doesn't need a trophy. He doesn't need another book, God knows. What he does need is to know that he's made a difference. Because any leader comes to a time where that's the only thing they really want, is to know that they've made a difference. So I'm going to ask that we do that for him. That we take the time to tell him the ways that he's made a difference in our lives. If he's touched you or someone in your family, even just somebody you know, if you've heard a rumor, if you've heard a story about how he's impacted someone's life for the better, please share it with him. Write it. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be perfect. That's how it never gets sent. Just jot it down and send it to him in a card, in an email. leave a message, whatever. Because that is really what we can give him as our greatest gift as he transitions and goes on to whatever amazing teaching he's going to do next in the world. May it be big and bold and a long and healthy second career. The other thing that I'm going to ask you to give him is based on what Moshe says to Yeshua, what Moses says to Joshua. He pulls Joshua in front of all of the people and invests him with his new position as leader. And he says to Joshua, Chazak ve'amatz. Be strong and be of good courage. It is you who will go with these people into the land that Adonai swore to their ancestors, and Adonai, God's self, will go before you. God will be with you. The other gift we can give Rabbi Reuben is Chazak ve'amatz. Be strong. Know that your community is strong. He leaves and will be emeritus to a healthy congregation in good leadership hands with another generation of y'all to step forward ready to help us go where it is we're going next. And who knows where that is? Please let him know. Tell each other. Tell your lay leaders. Chazak ve'amatz. You are strong. You are sure. You are positive. You know that this congregation is healthy and that it's going to go forward, that it's going to lead its people to places of goodness and compassion and holiness. May all of us who lead KI in the coming years honor Rabbi Reuben's service by living more into the teaching of his example. And may we, together with him, as our Rabbi Emeritus, go from strength to strength. Gujantif and Shana Tova.